Hello everybody, I'm SJM, and as we continue our journey into the Betweenlands, we have come to the realization that we will have to do some fishing if we want to automate our string production. So I've been reluctantly going through this, and it's not too fun. It's quite frustrating a lot of the time, but I'm here to explain how the fishing works in the Betweenlands. So as you go through the quest line there, you'll be doing a bunch of stuff. I haven't gotten the fishing tackle box yet, but maybe that would be handy. But the only thing we got to carry around is a rod and a jar, as far as I can tell. But maybe you need the spare parts for repairing your fishing rod as well. But get to that in a little bit. Oh yeah, and it just became dark. That's real lovely. I only stopped here because there's actually a couple of Anadias in this area, so it will really help if you get the lurker skin set. So that's going to cost you 24 lurker skins, but the set is super helpful. You can really see, you can finally see actually decently underwater. See, if I take off the helmet or anything, you can barely see that Anadia there. But if we take it off, there we've got it. You'll need to make your fishing rod. The recipe is a thread, a float rod and hook, 2 Simerites, and that's before we start drowning. Let's just pop out of there. So yeah, getting that together, you'll need to get your silk glass jar, and then you'll need to get some worms. And to get worms, you're going to need to have a net. I've got one on my offhand there, and then just any grassy ground. When you dig it, you have a chance to pop out a worm. See, there we go. Oh, the worm infected me, and now I'm confused. Oh well, enough of that. That doesn't obviously work in the offhand, but you need to have a net in your offhand while you're fishing. And if you put the fishing rod on, then it'll automatically switch a net in your hotbar over there automatically. So obviously, if you're wearing a shield, you're not going to be able to fish very good, because if you manage to reel in the fish, then you'll have to switch something on your hotbar, which takes away your fishing. So absolutely, you do got to remove your shield from your offhand there. So once you've gotten some worms, actually we wanted to actually catch a worm, so there we go. You need like a frame perfect catch to get those guys. That's pretty annoying in itself. 2 ways you can load up your fishing rod. You can see on the second line there it says has worm false. So you can either do it this way and craft it with a worm in your inventory, so you don't really need the silk jar, but these guys don't stack in any way. So it's better to have the silk jar so that you can have at least a few. You just right click it to get it in there. Then you'll take your fishing rod and you left click your fishing rod on the jar, and then that will load up your fishing rod to has a worm true. Now, do I have all my stuff on? Where is this fish disappeared to? The other thing about the lurker set is you can see the middle gems. You can actually see the middle gems in the water. It's amazing. Look, there's 2 right close by my home, which I never knew I had. So yeah, now that Anadia has actually disappeared. And also the other thing is if there are any lurkers in the vicinity, you're going to have a real bad time as well, because the lurkers will kill the Anadia. Swimming at lake lightning speed is fun too, so another reason to get the lurker set. It doesn't reduce the amount of corruption you get, so if you're swimming around in the water, you're going to get super corrupted and you're going to burn through all of your sap really quickly. So once I wanted to do a mini game, but now that that fish has disappeared, we can't. There's one. Yay. Alright, you have to make sure that your antique atlas is not on the screen, because this taking up that corner of your screen is not good at all. And you'll see why as we catch this out, and you'll get a mini game at the top. Now you have to spam right click to bring the fish across, but whenever one of those objects come, that will speed up the crab. There was a little crab that was chasing the fish across the top, if you saw. And I broke my net, so a good thing I've got a backup. So switch to the rod. We'll get the net in the off end automatically. Let's see, is there another fish around here to try to catch? I'd like to do one more to see if we can't slow it down, but you can hold down right click to reel in the fish, but it's slower. And also I was never successful in trying to hold down the right click at all. I built myself a little fishing cabin here. I actually made a barrel. Serious Creeper snuck a barrel into 12.2, which is pretty neat. Let's put my silk glass jar back down. Might as well get some light in here so we can see. So yeah, nothing too special. Built a little dock out here so that I can come out here and look around for fish. And then we come to the trimming table. So when you make this trimming table, it's super simple, just a log and a smooth between stone slab. Everybody's annoying me today. Almost dead already. Yes, when you make the trimming table, you won't be able to put it down if you don't have a bone axe. It'll disappear from your hotbar, but it won't end up on the ground. You have to. I ended up having to use Q on the empty slot where it was to be able to get the trimming table back. But once you've got the bone axe, you just put it into that slot there, and then we'll put our fish up there, and we'll get an option to grab the parts from it. And it gave us a gill, some meat, and a scale, or the remains. So I think the first time I did it, I grabbed the parts here, but we do need to get the remains in order to progress towards the crab pot. So we'll go and we'll get ourselves a crab pot and a crab pot filter. And we'll have to put these two down in tandem. And then we're going to need a bubble crab plus some silt. So you have to learn the difference between the silk crabs and the bubble crabs. And you should be used to that by now if you've been playing for a little while. just do some more. So this one's going to give me an eye, remains, and scales again. And I've been looking for fins forever because I can't seem to find any fins. See, so the more things you grab from here, the less remains that you can get. So you can choose, can sacrifice getting one of these items for these items here. These fish parts will be useful for upgrading the lurker armor into the aquatic armor. So if we look at the uses on our helmet there, we'll need 3 scales, 2 eyes, 2 gills, and bones, and that will upgrade that piece into the amphibious helmet. And similarly, we need fins to get the chest plate, so on and so forth. And obviously it's going to take quite a bit of fishing and chopping to get all of those parts you need to upgrade the equipment. And then once you have the amphibious equipment, then you can also use some of the parts to upgrade each of those parts, right? So it doesn't say it here. I guess it says it in the quest book, right? So if we add fish parts and other items, we use our amphibious gear, we right click and it'll open up a menu, upgrade menu, and then you put more fish parts in there so you can strengthen and increase the abilities on your aquatic armor. For now, we need to go and get the crab stuff going because I've got the parts now. Is that everything I needed from there? I think so. We can leave our fishing rod here. And just head back to home for now before we get any of those little wormholes open up. Quick story time. I've taken down my infestation farm because I did go over to the other spirit tree to get the 4th spirit mask. And on my way back, I got caught in the dark, which wasn't a huge deal, but I stopped beside a glowing mushroom just so I could get something out of my lurker pouch so that I could see in the dark. And I started getting attacked by some crabs. We come to the big downside of having the bark amulet on because we can see those little halos around the entities that are in the area. So I was, there was a crab that bit me, so I turned around and it had scuttled off. But there was also another one that was kind of down behind, just down one block behind another block, and I could see the halo. I'm like, oh great, I'll just go and kill that guy before he comes and attacks me. So I jumped around there, swung immediately, and it turned out that it was a snail and not a crab. And so I've lost my pacifist ability. It's not a massive deal right now because as I was looking in the quest book here, if I mentioned that I wanted to go blood magic earlier, and that if I choose blood magic, we lose pacifist anyways. So I was going to do the whole, when I lost the pacifist, it opened up this quest here. So this will explain to you how to ask for forgiveness to get your pacifist back. It does cost you 1 heart every time that you do that. So you'll have to plant down your spirit tree sapling and grow up a spirit tree. And then you'll need to get an offering table. So the tamed spirit tree mask is just basically the tree when you plant it in the ground. Then you'll get a tamed spirit tree mask on that tree. And then you need a spirit fruit, which would come from the leaves of the dead spirit tree. Oh, I can't look at the map because I don't have the atlas on my hotbar. So I don't think that this area goes outside of that water that was around it. We conjectured about that last time. It kind of looked like it was, but I'm not sure that it was at all. So I'm gonna need some ingredients. I forget exactly everything that we needed. These need to be rotten planks from the rotten bark. Okay. At least I grabbed some of the rotten bark while I was over there. Can't make crab pot. This guy away, put everything away that I don't need. Oh, put it in here, right? Yes, rotten bark. Do 2, I think, right? Because this guy needs 6. I should be able to get 3 each off of this. This is pointed the right way, so this should be pretty fast. There, we got 10. Oh, did I put away? Yeah, some rope that I needed. Crab pot filter. We'll need some silt. Don't know how many I can do at one time, but we'll find out, I guess. All right, let me go find some bubble crabs so that we can get this part done and rocking towards our grub hub. I guess the other thing I need to do is to get some more of these spirit tree face masks animated. So you just put it in the animator, use up some of your life crystal. Nothing too fancy there. I've got the animated tar beast heart, which we need to make the mummy bait, because that'll be the next boss that we're going to go after. Food, and I need water. I haven't even made myself a water skin yet. Been a little bit lazy to do that. All right, we'll be back in a minute. All right, so I've got my crabs around here somewhere. Got my filter on the bottom, so I've thrown some silt in there. It looks like you could probably do up to a stack at a time. Okay, now we just put the parts in the top there. Only put one in at a time, I guess. Sure. crabs all ran away. Come on, little guy. These guys are trickier than the silk crabs because at least the silk crabs come right for you. These guys kind of like to stay at range with their ranged attack, right? Why did you go right around the crab pot? It's got some tasty fish remains in it. Aha! We got him. See, we can see now he's interacting with the silt. I forgot, I need 6. Don't need 5. I just thought about that right now. Hopefully this is not too far away that he despawns. Hooray! Managed to get it all done. We just need to cook up this. If you want to change filtered silt back to regular silt, you get a regular silt crab in there. We can cook up this filtered silk glass to get our filtered silk glass jar so that I can then get the grub hub. Just leave that trap there. Maybe we'll catch another crab. But apparently these crabs can go onto the chopping table. Yes, they can. Get crab claws. No remains from those guys, but and crab sticks automatically. So we got like 8 crab claws essentially out of one crab. So if you like those crab stick foods, maybe that's a way to get crabs for you. That was probably bad wording. We'll end this episode on that note there. I hope you all enjoyed this little demonstration of the fishing. Figuring out the whole reeling the fish in and everything was pretty frustrating. It is explained in here on this one here. So the mini game starts. The goal of the mini game is to get up to the right, hold down or quickly tap right click. Tapping is more effective. So the obstacles, which is the little plants and the rocks and stuff throwing out, will stop you. And if you're clicking while you're inside the obstacle with your fish, that speeds up the little crab coming towards you. So it took me like 10 tries to catch my first fish, but once you get used to the game and you know how to do it, you can probably finish about 60 to 70% of each of the games. The other hint that I had was that you want to have that anadia as close to you as possible so that the game goes as fast as possible. So the other thing, I guess, that I haven't tried yet is the fish bait, and this should make the anadias appear more quickly, but more testing will be there to do. But you have to make this fish bait, which is done in the pestle and mortar. So you grind up the sludge worm, and then you can grind up some of the other things. Oh no, you add. So if you add a crab stick to the fish bait, it will give it some extra properties. So we can increase the range with the crab stick or decrease it with sap's bit, so on and so forth. Sinking speed or floating, glowing or not glowing, so on and so forth. So I think that'll help make the anadias appear more often. I would just make sure that there aren't any lurkers around, in which case you probably have to break your pacifist mode anyways. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the episode. That's it for this one. I will get my grub hub crafted up now, and then we'll go over the automatic silk in the next episode, and then hopefully by that time we should be ready to go for the peat mummy, so that'll be for the next episode. I appreciate you all, and we will see you in the next one.